Father Jose Sales Castagueda, a humble and experienced Mexican priest, has just been appointed by Pope Leo XIV to one of the most important roles in the Vatican coordinator of the Pope's international trips. This appointment may not have made international headlines overnight, but it is already making waves within Catholic communities around the world, especially in Latin America. To those who understand the inner workings of the Vatican, this isn't just another promotion. It is a decision full of meaning, both practical and symbolic. Father Castagueda is now in charge of planning every aspect of Pope Leo's future journeys. This means he will be responsible for managing the Pope's visits to different countries, including the preparation of each detail from security arrangements and diplomatic meetings to mass schedules and translations. His role is not only about managing logistics, but also about shaping the way the Pope connects with millions of Catholics across continents. With each trip, Father Castagueda will be the quiet architect behind these powerful moments of faith, diplomacy, and unity. Even though the Vatican has not yet confirmed where Pope Leo's first journey will be, there are strong hints pointing to a very symbolic place, Nicaea, the ancient site where the first ecumenical council was held in the year 325. This possible visit would carry deep historical and spiritual meaning. Sources suggest that plans for such a journey were already in motion under Pope Francis and are likely to continue under Pope Leo. The ecumenical patriarch Bartholomew has even proposed a late November visit, which would continue the efforts of dialogue and cooperation between the Eastern Orthodox and Roman Catholic churches. If this becomes Pope Leo's first international trip, it will not just be a journey of diplomacy, it will be a gesture of Christian unity and healing. But let's go back to Father Jose Sales Castagueda. Who is this priest, and why did Pope Leo choose him? Though not a public figure, Father Castagueda is well known in Vatican diplomatic circles. He was born and ordained in Mexico, and has spent years building a reputation for quiet leadership and dependable service. Those who have worked with him describe him as a calm and thoughtful man who always puts the mission of the Church first. Before this new role, he served at the Apostolic Nunciature in Hungary. There, he helped organize 2 of Pope Francis's visits. One in 2022 for the International Eucharistic Congress, and another apostolic journey in 2023. Organizing PayPal trips is no small task. It involves months, sometimes years of planning. These trips are not only spiritual pilgrimages, they are also carefully organized events that carry diplomatic significance. They include meetings with world leaders, speeches before large crowds, and moments of prayer that are broadcast around the globe. In this high-pressure environment, Father Castagueda proved himself capable, steady, and committed to every detail. He now takes over this role from Cardinal Auso Gigzot of India, who had previously managed Pope Francis's international trips. Cardinal Gigzot also led important efforts in interreligious dialogue and was a close advisor to the former pope. For Pope Leo to choose Father Castagueda to follow in those footsteps is a clear message that he sees potential and trustworthiness in this Mexican priest. Back in Mexico, the news of Father Castagueda's appointment has been met with celebration and pride. The country's Conference of Bishops released a statement calling the decision a great honor for the Mexican Church. They also saw it as a sign of Pope Leo's trust in Latin American clergy. This recognition is important, especially considering the long history of Catholicism in Mexico and the large number of Catholics who live there. In fact, Mexico has the second largest Catholic population in the world, second only to Brazil. Despite this, relatively few Mexican priests have held high-level positions in the Vatican. That makes Father Castagueda's appointment even more meaningful. It shows that the Vatican is beginning to recognize the leadership, talent, and deep faith coming from Latin America. This isn't just about one man getting a new job. It's a signal that Latin America is becoming more central to the Church's future. Pope Leo's decision to appoint someone like Father Castagueda also says something about his leadership style. Unlike Pope Francis, who often focused on pastoral closeness and spontaneous moments with the faithful, Pope Leo seems to prefer careful planning, structure, and global coordination. Many observers have noted that his early moves suggest a focus on professionalism and international diplomacy. It means Father Castaneda's role is even more important. He won't just be scheduling flights or arranging hotels, he'll be helping shape the image and direction of Pope Leo's papacy. For example, if the trip to Nicaea happens, it won't just be about visiting a historical place. It will be about reaching out to other Christian communities and continuing the work of unity that began centuries ago. Every papal trip is loaded with symbolism, where the Pope chooses to go and when sends a message to the Church and the world. And now, Father Castaguida is the person responsible for helping craft that message through careful preparation and planning. Inside the Vatican, he will work under the Secretariat of State, which is the most powerful department in the Roman Curia. This office is responsible for handling diplomacy, managing the Church's relationships with countries and organizations, and advising the Pope on international matters. Only a small number of priests ever work here, and even fewer are given leadership roles. That tells us how much confidence the Vatican has in Father Castaguida. Those who have worked with him describe a man who combines discipline with a genuine pastoral heart. He understands the importance of tradition and protocol, but he also listens to people and remains grounded in faith. In Hungary, he had to balance the Vatican's message with the political environment under Prime Minister Viktor Orbán. It was a delicate task, but sources say Father Castaguida handled it with grace and professionalism. He was able to work across political and ideological lines without losing focus on the Church's mission. His skills in language and diplomacy will be a major asset in his new role. He speaks Spanish, Italian, and English fluently, and has working knowledge of French and Hungarian. This allows him to communicate across borders and cultures, which is essential when managing global papal visits. Whether it's preparing for a mass in Asia, a diplomatic meeting in Europe, or a pastoral visit in Africa, he has the tools to navigate these complex events with care and clarity. The impact of his work will not only be felt inside the Vatican. Every time Pope Leo sets foot in a new country, it is Father Castaguida who will have laid the groundwork. He will be the one making sure that the Pope's presence brings hope, peace, and spiritual encouragement to those who are waiting. In many places, these visits are the closest the faithful will ever come to seeing the Pope in person. For a mother praying for her child's healing, or a refugee hoping for justice, the Pope's visit can be a life-changing event. Behind the scenes, Father Castaguida will be quietly ensuring that these moments happen. His background as a priest in Mexico also gives him a deep understanding of the challenges faced by ordinary people in the Church. He knows what it means to serve in places where resources are limited, where faith must be lived out through sacrifice, and where community is everything. This grounding in real-life ministry makes him more than just an administrator. It makes him a servant leader who carries the concerns of the people with him, even as he works in the highest offices of the Church. There is already speculation about what the future might hold for Father Castaguida. In the past, priests who have served as coordinators of papal travel have gone on to become bishops, apostolic nuncios, and even cardinals. Their experience traveling with the Pope gives them a unique view of the Church's global landscape, and that often leads to greater leadership roles. Whether Father Castaguida follows that path remains to be seen. For now, his focus is clear. Help Pope Leo carry the gospel to the ends of the earth, one journey, one mass, and one encounter at a time. As Pope Leo begins his papacy, there is a sense of anticipation about what kind of leader he will be. While some describe him as reserved and thoughtful, others see him as a man with a strong vision for the Church. His early decisions suggest that he wants to build on the legacy of Pope Francis while also bringing his own approach. That means more focus on diplomacy, careful planning, and a structured outreach to the world. In this vision, every papal journey matters. Each one is a chance to heal, to inspire, and to bring the presence of Christ into people's lives.
Din da 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 da